And here's my personal favorite line from Monica Lewinsky's much dissected magazine essay. It may surprise you to learn that I'm actually a person. Now, that struck me as powerful because for so many of us, frankly, Monica Lewinsky is not so much a person as she is a media creation. When the Lewinsky scandal first broke back in 1998, it was perhaps the first viral internet phenomenon before we all started using words like viral. Matt Drudge and his website, The Drudge Report, rose to prominence with scoop after scoop. Meanwhile, the story dominated newspapers and cable news. Maureen Dowd of the New York Times wrote column after column about Monica and Bill and won a Pulitzer Prize for them. And of course, CNN was all over the story.
And with Monica Lewinsky closer to telling her side of the story, under oath, Mr. Clinton's hold on the presidency could hang on whether he can prove he's telling the truth.
Back then, Fox News and MSNBC were brand new, struggling to find an audience. This week, it sort of felt like we were reliving those days, rehashing the 1990s, and not always happily. The media pounced when Vanity Fair published Lewinsky's essay on Tuesday. No surprise, of course, since she's been silent for many years. And right now, the wronged wife in her story, Hillary Clinton, is at the center of a 24/7 media frenzy about whether or not she will run for president. And now the frenzy turns back to Monica, all these years later. But what's different about the way the media is treating her now? And what does it tell us about how much the media has changed since this story first broke? Joining me now to talk about all of this, Naomi Wolf, a best-selling writer on women's issues, and Jeffrey Toobin, CNN's senior legal analyst. He wrote a book about the Lewinsky scandal. It was titled A Vast Conspiracy, the real story of the sex scandal that nearly brought down a president. Welcome to both of you. Naomi, let me start with you and talk about how the tone of the coverage of Miss Lewinsky has changed over the years. I mentioned Maureen Dowd in the lead. You know, she was quoted, of course, talking all about Monica in the 90s. Amanda Hess at Slate did a good job of recounting this earlier in the week. Quotes like stalker, ditzy, predatory. This week, though, I thought the tone of the coverage overall was much more positive toward Lewinsky than it had been, generally speaking, in the 1990s. Was that your sense as well?
I mean, yes, there's nothing like the misogyny that was aimed at this 21-year-old woman in the 90s. And that was, largely because, the two principals were this, one of the most powerful men in the world and his supporters, and this young woman with, her story who could easily be cast as this seductress, this destructive being. To me, that's not what's most important. And certainly the coverage is much more benign now toward Ms. Lewinsky. She's a grown-up, and it's always better, any PR consultant will tell you, any campaign consultant will tell you, to get ahead of the story and put it in your own words. The president had the chance to stand in front of the most powerful pulpit in the world again and again and spin the story the way he and his lawyers wanted to spin it. This young woman was silent for complicated reasons that I don't fully understand, and now she's speaking. That's smart, it's sympathetic.
Jeffrey, I was mentioning how it was a viral story, something that we would at least now call a viral story. Do you think that played into it in the 90s? Was it bigger than it otherwise would have been?
Well, all of our modems were dial-up at the time, so nothing could go around very fast. You had to hear that noise.
You're bringing me back to the 90s again.
Remember that, yeah.
So yes, it had some similarities to what we call a viral story. But I think today, the story is really drained of a lot of its political content. Monica Lewinsky's 40 years old and frankly hasn't had a very happy life, it sounds like. And I think all of us, just at a simple human level, feel bad about that. She made a mistake. She got involved in an inappropriate relationship in her early 20s, and she's paid a very heavy price. As for the politics of it, it just doesn't seem all that politically significant anymore. No one really wants to talk about it in political terms. The Democrats, the whole thing was just terribly embarrassing for the Clintons. The Republicans turned it into the fiasco of impeachment. And it's really more of a curiosity now, I think, than a event with political significance.
Finally, Naomi, you worked as a political consultant in the past. So how would you advise Hillary Clinton now on how to handle the reemergence of Monica?
I mean, I think she should issue a very lovely, gracious statement and, neutral, lovely, gracious, and always pivot. It's called, hit, bridge, sparkle. You hit, you acknowledge the issue, you bridge to what you really want to talk about, and you sparkle with what her agenda is for the future ahead.
Oh, I can guarantee you that's not what she's going to do. She's going to say absolutely nothing. I don't see any reason why Hillary Clinton needs to get involved in this. Hillary Clinton is or is not going to run for president, but talking about Monica Lewinsky will not be part of the plan, regardless.
Right,
of what
and it
she
wasn't
does.
part of the plan then, which is why the story went on and on and on and on. This has always been Mrs. Clinton's weakness. She just locks down instead of addressing issues.
You
that come
you
up.
think if Hillary Clinton had given a press conference about Monica Lewinsky, it would have tamped down the story? You don't think that press conference would have been the biggest story in history? I mean, I just don't think there would have
Do you want me
been
to
anything
answer,
to
Jeffrey?
gain. Sure.
Do you want me to answer the question?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, I think it would have, if she had had a press conference and spoken from her heart as a human being, acknowledging that this was a painful and difficult situation, obviously, as any husband or wife in this situation would find, and that what she really wanted was to focus on her family and to, grieve in private, and to sort of put the pieces together, and acknowledged the difficulty of what she was going through, people would have put the story behind them much, much sooner.
The what might have beens, the other scenarios of how this could have ended up, are one of the reasons why I think this story remains so fascinating to people. Naomi and Jeffrey, thank you both for joining me.
Thank you.